Welcome back to the channel, fight fans. Today we are diving extremely deep into one of the most shocking and talked about results in recent UFC history. Khamzat Chimaev, the undefeated monster known as Boars, the man who was supposed to steamroll through the middleweight division for the next 5 to 10 years, suffered his first professional loss to Sean Strickland by split decision. Yes, you heard that correctly. The terrifying Chechen wrestling machine, the fighter many analysts called the future of the sport, got outpointed and outworked over 5 hard rounds by the former champion Sean Strickland. In this massive fight analysis video, we are going to break down exactly why Chimaev lost. We will go round by round with detailed breakdowns, fight statistics, strategic mistakes, key moments that changed the fight, physical factors, mental aspects, and the big lessons every MMA fan and aspiring fighter can learn from this matchup. This is going to be one of the most complete analyses you will find anywhere. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, turn on notifications, and drop a like if you love deep fight breakdowns. Let's get straight into it. First, let's set the stage properly so you understand the magnitude of this result. Khamzat Chimaev entered this fight with a perfect 15-0 record. He had just captured the middleweight title in dominant fashion and was riding an incredible wave of momentum. His previous performances showed explosive wrestling, suffocating top pressure, dangerous submissions, and a pace so brutal that most opponents crumbled in the first or second round. People were comparing him to prime Khabib and even early Jon Jones in terms of potential. He was a massive favourite coming into this bout. On the other side stood Sean Strickland, a veteran with a record of 30-7 heading into the fight. Strickland is famous for his rock-solid chin, insane striking volume, elite-level Philly shell defense, and one of the best fight motors in the entire UFC. He had already been a champion before and proven he could win wars against the very best. Yet despite all that, he was a clear underdog against the younger, stronger, and seemingly unstoppable Chimaev. The personal beef between them made it even spicier. There were stories from sparring sessions, plenty of trash talk, and that chaotic press conference where emotions were running extremely high. But once they stepped inside the octagon, everything came down to pure fighting. Before we even break down the rounds, let's talk about the important pre-fight factors that likely played a major role. Multiple reports suggested Chimaev had a very difficult weight cut for this fight. He was said to have struggled to make the 185-pound limit and may have come in somewhat drained. In a 5-round championship fight, especially against someone with Strickland's legendary cardio and pace, even a small amount of fatigue can become a massive problem in the later rounds. Chimaev's entire game is built on explosive early pressure and maintaining a terrifying pace. When that gas tank starts to empty, the fight turns into a pure war of attrition, and that is exactly where Sean Strickland has always thrived. Now let's go round by round with the full analysis. Round 1 begins and Chimaev immediately shows why the world was so scared of him. Just 15 seconds into the fight, he blasts through Strickland with a powerful double leg takedown. He drives Strickland against the cage, drags him down, and quickly gets to the back with both hooks in. For almost the entire 5 minutes, Chimaev maintains dominant control. He threatens the rear naked choke multiple times. Strickland shows incredible defense and heart by surviving without getting finished, but he is stuck on the bottom for nearly 4 minutes and 50 seconds of control time. This is the Chimaev everyone expected. Smothering, heavy, relentless pressure. On almost every scorecard, this is a clear 10-9 round for Chimaev, maybe even 10-8 on some. However, an important detail stands out. He could not finish the fight, or even create serious damage with ground and pound. Strickland's toughness and defensive grappling were already visible. Round 2 tells a very different story. The round opens with both men trading jabs on the feet. You can already see Chimaev's explosiveness is not quite the same as the opening minute of the fight. He shoots for takedowns twice early, but Strickland stuffs them beautifully, using his long frame and excellent sprawl. In a scramble, Strickland even ends up on top for a moment. Looking at the strike numbers, Strickland begins to outland Chimaev while controlling more of the action on the feet. Chimaev's output clearly drops compared to round 1. That early explosion may have taken more out of him than expected. Many observers and judges scored this round for Strickland. The momentum in the fight is clearly beginning to shift. Round 3 becomes a pure striking battle, and this is where things get really interesting. Chimaev is unable to land meaningful takedowns. Strickland's jab is working like a piston, constantly disrupting Chimaev's rhythm and forward pressure. Every time Chimaev tries to close the distance, he eats clean shots. Strickland's Philly shell defense is on full display, absorbing Chimaev's power shots while he continues throwing high volume. Chimaev's accuracy starts to suffer as fatigue possibly sets in. Strickland outlands him significantly in this round, with better pace and cleaner striking. This round clearly goes to Strickland on the scorecards. At this point, the fight is either even or slightly leaning toward the veteran. Round 4 shows Chimaev trying to turn things around. He comes out with more urgency and lands several heavy right hands that rock Strickland back. Late in the round, he finally secures another takedown and spends about a minute in top control. In this round, we see flashes of the old Chimaev, power shots mixed with wrestling. He edges the damage in this round. Many fans and judges gave round 4 to Chimaev, but even here it wasn't the total domination we saw in round 1. Strickland stays composed, keeps moving, and continues throwing that high volume output. The 5th and final round becomes the decider. Chimaev shoots immediately and gets back control again, but Strickland is able to work his way free much faster than in the first round. They spend the majority of the round on the feet trading. Chimaev lands some solid shots, but Strickland answers every single one with his trademark volume punching. The statistics show Strickland outlanding Chimaev once more in the striking department during this round. His pressure in the championship rounds looks fresher. When the final bell sounds, both men are still standing, but Strickland appears to have more gas left in the tank. Let's zoom out and look at the overall fight statistics. Strickland outlanded Chimaev in total significant strikes. Chimaev landed more takedowns and had strong control time overall, but he was unable to turn that control time into enough meaningful damage or submissions. Strickland's higher volume, better defensive striking, and ability to win the stand-up exchanges in the middle and later rounds proved decisive for the judges who scored the fight for him. So why exactly did Khamzat Chimaev lose this fight? Let's break down the main reasons in detail. First and most important, gas tank and pace management. Chimaev is built for explosive early finishes. When the fight goes deep against a true 5-round warrior like Strickland, any dip in energy becomes critical. The difficult weight cut likely made this problem worse. Second, Strickland's elite striking defense and constant volume. The Philly shell, the jab, the footwork, everything was working perfectly to keep Chimaev at bay and make him pay every time he tried to enter. Third, improved takedown defense and scrambles from Strickland. He stuffed key attempts in rounds 2 and 3 and minimized the damage even when taken down. Fourth, fight IQ and judging criteria. In close fights, judges reward activity, effective striking, and aggression. Strickland's constant pressure and higher output won him the swing rounds. Fifth, mental toughness and experience. Strickland has been in big fights before. He thrived in the chaos, stayed calm under pressure, and executed a perfect game plan of surviving the early storm and taking over as the fight progressed. This result has huge implications for both careers. After the fight, Chimaev reportedly expressed interest in moving up to light heavyweight. That might actually be a smart decision, after this showing exposed some holes at middleweight against a longer, high-volume striker. For Strickland, this victory cements him as a 2-time middleweight champion and one of the most resilient fighters in UFC history. His wins over Adesanya and now Chimaev prove that experience, fight IQ, and unbreakable will can overcome raw physical talent on any given night. For Chimaev, this loss, while painful, can become fuel. Every great champion has setbacks. This is his chance to study the tape, fix the holes in his game, improve his cardio for 5 rounds, sharpen his striking, and come back even more dangerous. The tools are still there. The wrestling is still world class. The power is still frightening. Now it is about adaptation and evolution. This fight also teaches all of us watching some timeless lessons in MMA. Never underestimate a veteran with elite fight IQ and championship experience. Cardio is one of the most important factors in this sport. Style matchups matter enormously. A powerful wrestler against a long, technical, high-volume striker who is comfortable going the distance often turns into a chess match. Fighters must be willing to adapt their game plans when their A game is not working. Raw talent is not enough at the highest level. You need a complete skill set and the ability to think clearly under pressure. What do you guys think about this result? Was it a robbery or a fair decision? Who wins in a potential rematch now that Strickland has the blueprint? Should Chimaev move up to £205? Drop all your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I read every single comment. If you enjoyed this extremely detailed breakdown, please smash that like button, subscribe for more in-depth fight analyses, and share this video with your friends who love MMA. In the next videos, we will be breaking down more big fights from recent cards, so stay locked in. Thank you so much for watching this long analysis. This is your channel, signing off. Keep supporting combat sports, stay respectful in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.